All right. Okay, I think we're good. Are we good? Can you guys see me? Okay, so we're going to kick it off. It is March 6th. Before we turn it over to Brad, just a couple things. If you are one of my PS coaches or PS coach, PS, whatever, and you know of the Diamond Code training, that is, I let my my Diamond pod know about it today, but we as leaders, we're not going to start the actual video content, like the actual trainings. So how that's going to work, it's going to be a 6-week group. We're starting on Monday, and we have a calendar all the way planned out to go live with a training, like just 10 to 15 minutes, super quick, Monday through Friday, basically, for 6 weeks on applicable stuff that you guys will want to know, want to learn, want to implement. And every Thursday, I think it's every Thursday, maybe it's every Friday. One of the days, once a week, we're doing a mastermind in that group, so weekly. So I'm super fired up about it. And obviously, you were supposed to hit Success Club in February. Lots of people missed it, and I don't want you to miss the training. So if you hit Success Club, originally it was through today, but then we decided that we weren't going to start the trainings until Monday instead of Thursday, because that's weird. So you have through Sunday night to hit Success Club and be an Emerald coach to qualify for the Diamond Code. So if you still want to get in there, it will be worth all of the hustle bustle to help 3 people by Sunday, okay? And with the launch, it's totally doable. So make sure that you just apply yourself, be intentional, and rock that out, because I don't want you to miss out. It's going to be really, really, really rad. Okay, and with that, obviously it's launch month. You should be focusing on Ultimate Portion Fix. You should be learning all the things. You should be going through the videos. As you are going through them yourself, just show snippets. Show snippets of the content that you're loving. Share your excitement. Share some of your meals. Plant those seeds. Breadcrumb. If you're doing the certification, which I highly recommend, there's actually an entire section on like sharing on social media and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, this is rad. So it's like even one step further than just understanding the program and understanding how to coach people through it. It's helping you understand how to like leverage it in your business as well. So that could be really helpful for a lot of people. So I thought that was cool. Okay. Other than that, I don't want to take away any more time from Brad. Where are you at? I gotta pin you. Let me search for him really fast.
Hello.
I hear you. I just don't see you. Hold on. Brad. All I see are women. Where are you? Oh, there you are. All right, hold on. Here we go. Spotlighting you. Do you guys see him? You see his noggin? All right, I'm just going to turn it over to you. Can you just like really quickly, for those that aren't already familiar with your Appreciation Academy and all that, I know you're going to chat about it for 5 seconds at the end, but just tell us who you are and why we should take you seriously.
Why you should take me seriously? I love that. What's going on, guys? How's everyone doing tonight? I hope everyone is doing super, super well. I think the video is a little grainy, but that's okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. I hope everyone's doing awesome. For those guys that don't know, my name is Brad Bizjack. I'm a mindset coach. I'm an inspirational speaker, and I am on a mission to help online business owners break through the negative self-talk and the limiting beliefs that prevent their dreams. That's what I do for a living. That's what I do. And for those guys that don't know, I have background in Beachbody coaching. So I was a Beachbody coach for 5 years, built a 5-star diamond business, absolutely love everything about Beachbody coaching. And that's how I know that I can help you guys, because I literally went through the emotional challenges of building a business. And there are like the program that I'll talk about at the end for you guys that is literally like built for Beachbody coaches pretty much, because it's what I went through. And there are over 50 of you guys in the training right now. You guys will love it. We'll talk about that at the end, but I wanted to chat with you guys today about something really, really important. It's something I talk about in my program a lot, and it's something that's often missed in regards to success and mindset. And it's all about using the pain of your past to create greatness. So to get the most out of this, silence the phones, turn the Instagram stories off. I always joke, put the kids in a closet, whatever it is, whatever you got to do, be fully present here, and you'll be really, really glad that you did, because these next 45 minutes are going to be so impactful, and they're going to add so much value to your life. And if you were on either Melissa's call or Jalen and Ashley's call over the last couple weeks, this will be very, very similar in terms of content, but you can always learn something new. You can always take away something new from it. So just be fully present, play all out, and even if you've heard the content before, just ask what you could learn that's new. Because just like you guys learned through my program, if you guys are in there right now, you can go through it once, come back and have a completely different mindset. This is why I listen to personal growth tapes and read books multiple times over and over again. It's why I attend the same seminars over and over and over again, because every time you come back, you grow. So, and by the way, if you were on Micah's call back January 2nd, when we did how to reverse negative self-talk, this is very different. This is very different. So totally new stuff coming your way. So I started out on my success journey very, very angry. I was angry because I didn't think it was fair that I was where I was. I had a lot of blame. When I was a kid, my childhood was not very fun at home. And it was embarrassing to bring kids over because I didn't know how my mom was going to be around them. And I tell you all of this for a reason, so just bear with me. I was ashamed of my family. And a few things really triggered this around my mom. Now, I love my mom. I've forgiven her for all the pain in my past. I still need to consistently forgive her for all the pain that still happens to this day. But when I grew up, I never knew which version of her I was going to get. I never knew if I was going to get the narcissistic version where this is my problem of the week and this is why my life is so shitty version. I didn't know if I was going to get that. I didn't know if I was going to get the controlling, no, you can't eat food until I tell you you can. I didn't know if I was going to get the smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day, kind of wallowing in her sorrows version. And my point is not to say poor our family, right? My point is just to share with you what was going on. I didn't know what I was going to get. I didn't know if I was going to get the scarcity mindset version where people like us don't have money, right? That's like what she would say. People like us can't go on nice vacations. We can't do those things. And the hardest one is I never knew if I was going to get the you're not worthy of my love version. And maybe once every couple weeks I get the, hey, sweetie, how was your day version? But most of the time, it was like walking on eggshells. It changed minute to minute. I never knew what was going to happen. I would change who I was just to appease my mom. I was changing who I was just to feel loved, and it sucked. And I on top of the relationship I had with my mom, I hated seeing my parents scream about money all the time. I couldn't stand it. How many of you, type yes, if you can relate to money being a challenge growing up? That was a huge challenge for me. I hated seeing them fight every day about money. And when I took out $40,000 of student loans, I was under the assumption that my grandmother, she saved 40 grand for us. Super excited about that. She saved money for us to go to college. And when I got to college, that $40,000 was stolen. It was gone. My parents used it to fund bad spending habits and stuff like that, putting me almost 6 figures in student debt. And so I blamed my mom for that financial situation that I just inherited, right? I blamed her for that. I had a lot of anger about it. I hated going back to Chicago because it meant that I would have to see her or be around my mom. I hated the holidays. I hated birthdays. And this is the second year in a row that she's totally ghosted us on Christmas. I literally remember getting choked up. It still hurts me to this day, guys. Like just because I teach this stuff doesn't mean I don't need to practice it myself, right? Like I remember being in the car with my wife, just being choked up about like, why doesn't she show us? Like, why doesn't she love us? And it sucked. Like that feeling sucks, right? It hurts to see this like deterioration of a beautiful person. It hurts when love is used as a weapon against you. And my point is that I hated the pain. I hated my past, and I was very, very angry for my past. And I remember making myself a promise growing up that I would never be like that. I wouldn't waste my life away. I'd create something amazing. I'd create something incredible that provided us an amazing life, that served other people, that helped. And I set out on a journey to do it, and I epically failed. Epically failed. My first job out of college, I drank and partied 3 4 nights a week. Even though I was making decent money as a 22-year-old kid, there was always too much month at the end of the money. I was just skating by, and I thought it was the job. I thought it was like the negativity of the job that I was in, but it was my mindset. And then I found Beachbody, and it saved me from tail spinning into this pit of mediocrity that I feared so much. It exposed me to hope. It exposed me to what's possible. It exposed me to people living a life of love and generosity and abundance, and amazing people like Micah or Janelle or Ashley or Jaylyn or Melissa, all these amazing people. And it showed me what was possible. And I got really excited about what I was going to create. But there was one problem. When I tried to build my business, it didn't work. it didn't work. I was stuck. And I even pretended I had success. I would try to prove that my business was worth it. On social media, I would literally almost like make corporate America wrong. And I pretended that I had this great business. I'd sneak my way into successful groups of people just because 1 ounce of validation from someone else in my life made me feel incredible. And I craved acceptance. I was literally willing to change who I was just to be loved by others. But even though I was around these great people, I was stuck. Type yes if you just feel stuck in some part of your life. Not just your business, but maybe it's your marriage, your bank account, your happiness, everything just feels stuck, right? I felt stuck and I couldn't figure out what the hell was stopping me and holding me back. And I remember I would need, ask yourself if this is you, I would need a team call to get motivated, and I'd be super hyped up for a couple of days. And I'd be all on fire, just pumped up about the call. And then I'd message my coach and be like, you know, I did 50 invites today. And I'd be super pumped up about it. And then 2 days later, back on the couch, right? I basically was begging my coach to validate me and tell me that I was enough because I didn't believe that I was enough. And by the way, external validation, for just so you guys know, external validation will only show up after internal validation is present. Just so you know. And like all of those invites that I would send out were seen at 5:02 p.m., right? Like the blue, like, or the thing on Facebook Messenger that shows seen at 5:02 p.m., or just a flat out no, not interested. And when I looked at my to-do list of all the things that it would take to create a successful business, it overwhelmed me and I would shut down. It was like this perfection and guilt loop where I had to do things perfectly. And if I didn't, I felt horrible. And then I'd feel horrible and I'd feel guilty for being horrible. So I'd have to do it perfectly again. And it was this perfection and guilt loop. It was like I was fighting a ghost. If I didn't get my entire to-do list done, it was like a kick in the nuts. And even if I did, I wouldn't have success. Even if I invited all these people, I wouldn't have success. I would even hit Success Club and be stuck. I hit Success Club for almost 4 years. And for most of that time, nothing happened. And I was going, what's going on? And I remember getting into these bouts of depression where I'd find myself on the couch like 3-4 days a week, desperately wanting my life to change, knowing exactly what I needed to do to change my life, but not being able to get myself to do it. I would literally see my laptop staring at me going, bro, change your life. You have everything you need already. But I just couldn't get myself to do it. And I didn't care, but I cared so much at the same time. And even worse, tell me if this makes sense, I was pissed off at myself for being depressed. I was pissed off at myself for being less than I could be. I was pissed off at myself for being stuck. I was pissed off at myself for overdrafting my bank account consistently. I was mostly pissed off, though, that I was face to face with one of my deepest fears, and that was mediocrity. I was face to face with mediocrity. I was terrified of average, and that was what I was living. And so if you were to define my past into one word, it was stuck. And I had no idea how to break through it. I just expected that shit would work. But even though I'd hit Success Club, like I said, nothing happened. And now, flash forward a number of years, 6 years, life is freaking amazing. Like, genuinely amazing. And it's flooded with abundance and amazing opportunities and amazing people and a thriving business and financial abundance. And most importantly, I'm genuinely, like, no bullshit, like, actually this crazy happy all the time. Right? And yes, there are still days where I get the woe is me stuff and I can get out of it. I'll teach you guys how to do that. But I'm genuinely happy. And I don't share that to impress you. I share that to impress upon you that if you have shit you're dealing with, you can get through it. You can get through it. You can get unstuck, and I am living proof. Now, I'll talk about at the end how you can work with me on my course that will teach you how to do that. There's over 50 of you guys in there right now, and it's changing the course of your lives. That course is how I changed my life. That's how I got unstuck. But first, we need a paradigm shift if that's even going to matter. So write this down in your notes. I learned this from my main man, Tony Robbins. Biography is not destiny. Biography is not destiny. What does that mean? Let me start by sharing something very, very boldly and very directly. Whatever you have gone through, no matter what experiences you've had, it does not dictate the future of your life. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you've been in business for years and you haven't made a dime. It doesn't matter if you've seen all these successful coaches crushing it and you're still just stuck at Emerald or even before Emerald. It doesn't matter if you had a mom that screamed at you or a dad that beat you. It didn't matter if you were beaten. It didn't matter if you have been addicted to drugs or alcohol. It doesn't matter if you were a bad kid. It doesn't matter if you went through a horrible injury. It doesn't matter if you've lost a child due to miscarriage. It doesn't matter if you've been raped. It doesn't matter if you went to jail. Those play a very significant role in life, but my point is they do not dictate your future. They do not dictate your future, but they can provide you with extremely valuable lessons on how to pursue your life. Every person or situation in your life is an example or a warning. Everything. And we kind of logically know that, right? We kind of know who we shouldn't be around. We kind of know who's a great idea to be around. We kind of know when we drive into a bad neighborhood, you should get the hell out, right? We know that stuff. We have intuition. But who are you taking your advice from? Who's in your peer group that's influencing you? And how have you used those painful people in your life that are warnings to limit you? How have you used those painful situations, your past, to limit you? Type yes if you've set less ambitious goals because you haven't been able to achieve your goals in the past. Type yes if that's you. Like you've just failed so many times that you are afraid to dream again. And you stop dreaming, you just start settling. Or maybe you've used your financial situation as a reason as to why you can't break through. Have you ever done that? I can't invest in Summit because I don't have money. Bullshit. That is exactly why you need to get to Summit. I can't invest in that coach or that course or whatever it is because I don't have money. That's why you invest in the programs. They're all limiting beliefs, right? So how do you break through this? How do you change using your past to limit you to using your past to create greatness? Here's what you do. You change what the past means to you. Your life is made up of two things. It's made up of events and the meaning you give to each event. That's all life is. So for example, if a man, and let's say that I'm hanging out with Micah at Summit, right? And I open the door for her. And she's really grateful. She's super happy. She's going, thanks, dude. That was so nice of you. She's super happy. Is that because I opened the door? Or is it because what she interpreted it to mean? It's because of her interpretation. Because I can open that door for Micah and she can be like, screw you, man. I don't need you, you pig. Right? And she would never do that, obviously, because she's wonderful. But my point is that did the event change? Or did her interpretation of the event change? It was her interpretation of the event. So let's play at a bigger scale. Look at the biggest limitation of your life. Is it your mommy issues? Is it your daddy issues? Is it your relationship issues? Is it an epic failure from your past? What baggage are you giving a disempowering meaning to without realizing it? And this is so important because, guys, life changes the second you put intentionality behind the meaning of everything. If you intentionally choose a meaning that leads to a better life, you are setting up the game so you can win it. You're finally going to win. I changed what my mommy issues meant to me. I stopped blaming her for why I was feeling so stuck, and I opened my heart again. Guys, I don't care what you believe in, but I love this quote that says, God will keep breaking your heart over and over again until you finally open. So see, a lot of you guys build up these walls to not get hurt again, meaning you don't allow yourself to dream, or you don't allow other men or women into your life, or whatever it is. Like, you build up these walls to keep out the pain. But what you do in that situation, what you actually do when you build up walls to keep out the pain, is you're trapping the pain inside with you, and you're keeping out everything good. Everything good is outside. Do you notice how the lessons of life will get louder and louder and louder until you start to listen? If you keep trapping that pain inside of you without letting it pass, you're never going to move forward. So what do you blame? Who do you blame? What situation or event do you blame for why your life is the way it is? Go with your gut. Don't overthink this. You already have a gut feeling. When I started this process, it wasn't like I had like this crystal clear answer of all these things my mom did that I needed to break through. It was I think it has something to do with my mom. That's all it was. Right? So you might have just this gut feeling of what you need to let go of. You might have felt it when I shared my story earlier. You might have felt it at another point in the call. You might have used it as an excuse before. You don't need a concrete answer, but what do you just kind of feel is holding you back? And I want to take you through an exercise that I also learned from Tony Robbins called conscious blaming. And I'll explain. So I'm curious, when you look at that event that you went through, that painful event that you went through, what did it cause that just sucked? Like, what do you feel that just overloads you with stress? And how it almost like, you know how like when you see the person call, it automatically causes like this tension in your body? You know what I'm talking about? Like, you just instantly go into a state of stress, or maybe you just feel like you can't break through these money hurdles because of them, or you're in this situation because of them, or you can't trust men again because of them, or whatever the situation is. Look at that person or that situation and all the pain that they caused you and why you're so damn stuck in your life because of them. And let me ask you this. When you feel that pain, have you ever taken a second to look at the beauty that came from that situation? Have you ever taken a second to look at what good came out of it? Because there's something. There's something there that's a blessing. There absolutely is something there that is a beautiful blessing in your life. So I went through this beautiful experience the other day, a couple of months ago, actually, with a one-on-one client of mine. And obviously, I'm not going to share her name for privacy, but she was raped by multiple family members. No bullshit. Raped by multiple family members. And self-confidence totally destroyed her. When we went through this process, when I had her find the beauty in her pain, if she had to have an answer, you want to know what she came up with? Someone that was raped by multiple people. It made me extremely strong in a way that I can survive anything. It gave me deep love and compassion for other people, especially women that have been through the same thing. It gave me powerful intuition and awareness of the intentions of other people. Now that is power, guys. That is how you change what the past means to you. You find the good in your pain. So what situation do you have and what beauty came out of it? Are you stronger because of it? Are you more resourceful because of it? What is the beauty that came out of your pain? Because you don't control what happened. You can't go back and change it, but you do control what it means to you. You control that. The meaning is 100% yours. So take a look at my life and the story I shared in the beginning, and I'll show you how I flipped it. If my mom didn't steal 40 grand from me, there's no way that I'd be hungry for financial freedom. There's no way I would have joined Beachbody. There's no way I would have found my absolute life's passion. There's no way if that money wasn't taken. We wouldn't have paid off that 90K of debt. We wouldn't have done it if she didn't do that, because I wouldn't have been on this journey. If my parents didn't scream and yell and eventually get divorced, there is no way that I'd be nearly as loving of a husband as I am to her. There is no way in hell. If love wasn't used as a weapon against me my entire life when I was growing up, there is no way that I'd have nearly as much empathy as I do now, to where if someone tells me something that they're challenged by, I can see through the BS, I can see through what's actually going on and get to the root of the cause in seconds or minutes. There's no way I'd be able to do that if love wasn't used as a weapon against me. If my Beachbody business didn't fail for so long, I wouldn't have learned what it took to create the freedom we have now. There's no way. So take an analysis. What did your past actually create that's beautiful? Because you can focus on why it sucked, or you can focus on why it's great. Because what's wrong is always available to you, but so is what's right. So is what's right, guys. My mommy issues were the best things that ever happened to me because they created me. So what if the worst days of your life were secretly the best days of your life in disguise? What if your trauma or pain has a gift inside of it to lead you to emotional freedom? What if you adopt a belief tonight that life is always happening for you and not to you? What if that's a belief you adopt? What if you stop making those situations wrong? You start making those situations right. Did that situation hurt? Absolutely it did. Is it still painful? It probably is still painful, but it was never wrong. So if you're going to blame someone for all the reasons why you're so stuck in your life, then you better blame them for the good things that came out of it too, because they played the exact role they needed to play. They were who they needed to be. And if they weren't who they were, you wouldn't be you today. My life changed when I decided that my mom was the best thing that ever happened to me. Her behaviors molded me, they sculpted me, they shaped me into the man that I am. And I wouldn't be the man that I'm proud to be without her pain. I created who I am because I changed the meaning of what that pain meant. So what if the person you blame played the exact role they needed to? What if seeing the beauty and the gratitude in that is your gift to emotional freedom? That's your key. What if what they did was never wrong in your creator's eyes? The same is true in your life, right? They molded you, they sculpted you, they shaped you into who you are. And who you are today has the ability to use the pain of your past to create greatness and impact the world. Can you imagine, like relate this to your business, can you imagine how you would share to your audience differently with that type of empathy and awareness? How much trust would they have with you if they could feel that you went through something similar, right? You stop sharing the topside bullshit and you start sharing the real stuff that you're facing. How much connection would they actually feel? So when you invited them to a challenge group or to a sneak peek, they'd actually know that you had their best interest in mind. Can you imagine the community of hope that you'd build from changing what the past means to you? How would every invite change? You'd have a mission to flow through, so you wouldn't be reaching and grasping for content. You just know what to share because you can just go, you know what? What does that person need to hear from me today? How would everything change? How would your marriage change? You don't control what happened to you, but you do control how you respond to it and the meaning you give it. Every part of your past is a message. It is a lesson. It is a gift that you can grow from. If you view your past that way, you can use it to change your future instead of being stuck there. Life is going to continue to teach you the lessons you need to learn to live the life that you're meant to live. It's going to happen. The lessons get louder and louder. So stop making where you are right now considered wrong. It is not wrong. It's exactly where you need to be. This is so important to write down, guys. Seeing your current good is the fastest way to increase more good. So let's say there's two people, right? And if you're God, the universe, whatever you believe in, there's person A and person B down on your creation, right? And you have person A, and that person is the person that's just going, you know what? Like, it's because of him that I feel this way. It's because of my mom. It's because of my past. It's because of this event. It's because I was raped. It was because of this situation. It's because of the way they treated me. That's why my life sucks, and that's why I can't do anything about it. That's person A. Person B is that person that goes, you know what? Yeah, I went through that. Yeah, it hurt, but you know what? It's a beautiful gift. And I'm going to use it to help other people in their lives, and it's going to change their world forever. If you're God, the universe, whatever you believe in, are you going to give more to the person that hates the life that they have and blames other people for why they are where they are? Or are you going to give more to the person that loves everything that happened to them, that loves their pain because they know that it created something beautiful? Let's use an example in real life. If two people get raped, I keep going back to this because it's tragic, right? And I have a lot of clients that have been through this. If you have that situation, right? And I would obviously never wish that upon anyone, like ever, right? But if you have that situation, you have person A and person B, and person A gets raped and says, I can never trust men again. I can never, go through this, and I can never meet the love of my life. I'm just stuck. I'm a victim. That's person A. Person B is, you know what? I'm going to start a shelter for women that have been through the same thing so they can heal faster than I ever did. Remember, a man opens the door for a woman. Different interpretations of the events, different life, right? Do you see the difference there? Do you feel the power of that? Do you see how that could drastically change your entire world? So find the blessing instead of the fault. Seeing your current good is the fastest way to increase more good. Does that make sense? Type yes if that makes sense, just to make sure I'm still coming through. I'm getting the internet is unstable thing on here. I just want to make sure you're still hearing me. Okay, so find the blessing instead of the fault. Change your meaning. Change the stars. You are responsible for your future. You are. Something you'll quickly learn by working with me. And you can ask anyone that's in Appreciation Academy. Happiness is trainable. It is trainable. It is not a byproduct of life events. It's something you condition into who you are. It's a different meaning for your pain. It's you seeing the blessing in everything. Happiness is trainable, but so is sadness, so is depression, and so is anxiety. Now, I am not saying by any means that some people don't have a biochemical predisposition. That is not what I'm arguing at all. What I'm saying is that we use those emotions to reinforce our life. We use them as a way out. We say, I can't because I suffer from anxiety. I can't because I suffer from depression, right? And we use that as a way out. Well, how many people do you know that are on antidepressants but are still depressed? You ever think about that? How many people do you know that are on antidepressants but are still depressed? It's because they've taken this pain and they've used it as a way out. Again, not saying that some people don't have it harder than others. Definitely agree with that. But what I'm saying is we use it as a crutch to not take responsibility. You are responsible for your emotional well-being, and your life is a direct reflection of your emotional home. Right? If you set that thermometer to 74 degrees, let's say 70 degrees, and you leave the house, even if it's 90 degrees outside, it's still going to drop that temperature back down because that's where you live, right? That's your emotional temperature, whatever you have it set at. So it's your job to change that thermostat. And believe it or not, I will literally teach you in my course. You can ask these guys how to choose your emotions at any point in time, literally. How to forgive people when you don't want to, how to instill this feeling into who you are. But you need to understand the overall concept that happiness is trainable. And it starts by adopting a new meaning to your pain. The next year does not need to be the same as the last year. Biography is not destiny. It is time to smile about your past and take responsibility for your future. When you are one of the very few that does, and I'm talking 1% of people do this, when you're one of the very few that takes responsibility for their future and takes financial responsibility for their life, you will find, or not financial responsibility for life, but emotional responsibility for your life. You'll find genuine abundance. You'll find emotional freedom, and you'll find genuine happiness. Hey guys, if you can make sure your line is muted, that'd be super duper awesome. Just make sure your line is muted so you don't get any feedback noise. But when you're one of the few that does this, you'll find abundance, you'll find emotional freedom, you'll find genuine happiness. So it's time to rewrite the narrative of your life story. It doesn't matter how much life has rained on your parade. Think about this. Let's use a metaphor that I learned from a meditation app to help you guys with this. When it's stormy outside, it seems really, really gloomy, right? The same is true with your life. Follow this metaphor here. The same is true with your emotions. Sometimes we let these storm clouds like consume us, right? And it's all we focus on. We obsess over the storm and we forget that we were smiling and happy and it was sunny out 2-3 days ago. We forget what it's like to have a sunny sky. We obsess over the storm and we forget the sun. But think about this. Anytime you have been in an airplane, even if it's raining, and it's taken off and gone above those storm clouds, what happens? Type in the chat box, what happens every time you get above the clouds without fail? What happens every time you elevate above those clouds? You know the answer to this. It is always a blue sky. It is always sunny. Always. So what if you elevate yourself? What if instead of being pounded by the storm of life, you elevate your life above the storm? You're on that runway, it's raining, it's pouring, shit's happening in your life, but you decide to take off anyways. You get through it, you elevate your life above those clouds. You don't let one negative memory keep you on that runway, because once you change the meaning, you elevate above the clouds. When you get so caught up in the stress of whatever storm life gives you, obsessing over why it is so hard, because it's storming and you just wish so badly it'd be sunny again, it's really easy to forget in those moments that what you're looking for is right above you right now. It's already there. It's already there. You just have to change the meaning. You have to take off and elevate your life above the clouds. It is time to raise your standard and take responsibility for your happiness. Write that down. It is my turn to take responsibility for my happiness. So ask yourself this, as you start to think about where you'd like to take your business. Let's relate this to Beachbody. Are you setting your goals from a place of fear, from a place of lack, or from a place of worry? Are you setting your goals based on the you that you currently are that has all this fear, or are you setting your goals based on the person that you want to become? I guarantee you that Micah did not create a double, triple, whatever, 1,000,000, 15-star business by focusing on who she was. She focused on the woman she wanted to become. She learned how to turn her life into something more. So how are you setting goals right now? It's time that you stop using your past experiences to determine what goals to set. Stop looking at your failures for the reasons as to why you can't dream big anymore. This is so important for you to understand. So many of you are looking for why you're stuck instead of looking for what you want. How many of you are obsessing over why isn't this working? Why aren't coaches joining my team? Why is it so hard to invite? Why don't I know enough people? When you're focused on that, you take the focus away from what you actually want, your dreams, and you start settling for a life that's less than. It's time to raise the standards of who you are and what you demand for yourself. If you have weak goals that are set on what you think is realistic, you're never going to have the life that you want. A lot of you have these expectations of your business, right? How many of you see Micah's business or one of these other leaders' businesses and you're going, I want that so bad? Type yes if you want what they have so bad. Type yes if that's you. You want it so freaking bad. You want the financial freedom. You want the car. You want the mass impact. You want to have your word be taken seriously. You want all these things, but you're operating from a state of fear. It doesn't make sense, right? If you're operating at a -10, but you want the 100, it doesn't make sense. The only way for you to achieve those big dreams is to set your goals and your actions and your intentions based on the dreams and what you So stop setting your goals based on past failures. Start setting your goals based on your dreams. Let me ask you this. Is the goal, honest question, is the goal of hitting diamond by the end of the year, is that actually a big dream, or is that a goal set out of fear? What do you think? Is the goal of hitting diamond by the end of 2019 a goal set out of big dreams or a goal set out of fear? You already know. It is a goal set out of fear. Because what's actually more exciting? I'd like to hit diamond by the end of the year. That'd be really nice, right? Like, how many of you set goals that way, right? That's option A. Option B is, you know what? We're a 10-star diamond elite team. We've paid off our student loan debt. We're taking our team on this amazing retreat to thank them for all that they do. And we're just living this amazing life and impacting so many lives. And it feels so good to help people overcome that negative self-talk that prevents their dreams. What excites you more? I'd like to be diamond by the end of the year, or we're a freaking 2019 elite team. What excites you more? Don't set goals based on where you are. Quit trying to be realistic and play it safe. Realism is the fastest traveled road to mediocrity. Now, I'm not saying be stupid and say, I'm going to be a double 15-star diamond coach by tomorrow. That doesn't make sense, right? There's a strategy to get it there. But realism, saying I'm going to play it safe, that's how you live a mediocre life. So let's say that two people set a goal, right? One is the realist, two is the optimist. If the realist sets a goal, they're going to downplay their goal, right? They're going to be like, no, hitting elite in my first year isn't realistic. So I'm going to downplay that goal and say I can't go for it because I want to make sure I'm staying safe and I want to make sure that I'm taken care of and I want to make sure I hit my goal. That's the realist. The optimist is going, you know what? I'm going to set that goal. I'm going to go for elite with everything I've got. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to find a way. Well, here's the thing. Realist and optimist. The optimist goes after and they probably fail their first month. They probably have no idea what the hell they're doing their first month. They trip, they fall, they get rejected, all that stuff. So the realist was right. The realist was right that they're going to fail and that they should set a safer goal. But the optimist tries again and they learn a new skill about inviting and they fail again. And the realist was right again. The realist is sitting there going, yeah, dude, I was right. I hit my realistic target already. I hit, Success Club 5, right? And then the optimist is going, you know what? I'm going to find a way. So in May, they try again. In June, they try again. In July, they try again. And they find a freaking way, don't they? They find a way. So even though the realist got to their lower goal, the optimist always wins. Always. So raise your standard because realism is the fastest traveled road to mediocrity. Demand more from yourself than anyone else ever could. If you set a goal based in fear, what do you look for? Do you look for why you can or do you look for why you can't? You look for why you can't. And whatever you focus on, you'll feel and you'll find. You have to believe that you're enough before the evidence of your business says that you're enough. You have to believe that you're an amazing leader before the working teammates are going to show up for you. You have to believe that you're worthy of greatness before the money is ever going to come in. You need to learn how to be happy before you're ever going to have abundance. So if you ask yourself bad questions, you get really bad answers, don't you? And if you ask great questions, you get great answers. So if you guys, I'm not gonna go into a deep dive of this because it's available on the previous call that I did for you guys on January 2nd. Go listen to that call. But if I want to do an example to show you what I mean, based on looking for how goals are hard or why massive goals are something that you should absolutely go for. Look around the room, and I'm gonna change up the colors so you guys don't cheat. So look around the room right now and count the number of things that you can find that are green. Ready to go. Look for green. Count the things that are green. Look for green, 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 look for green. Holy cow, look for green, 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 look for green. Cool. Type in the chat box, how many things do you find that were green? How many things? 9, 2, 12, 10, 12, 3. Awesome. How many things do you find that were black? No idea. Why? Because you weren't looking for it. But check this out. Count the number of things you can find in the room right now that are black. Ready, go. Look for black, 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 look for black. All the black you can possibly find. Look for black, look for black, look for black, look for black, look for black. Keep looking for black. How many more things did you find that were black? Type it in the chat box. How many things? 17? 20? How many of you even saw gray and pretended it was black just so you feel successful in this exercise? A ton of you guys did, right? So my point in this is simply that if you focus on what you don't want, green in this instance, those are the seeds of doubt and skepticism and pain. And they grow in your mind like weeds, don't they? It's almost like natural for this to happen. And this is why Jim Rohn says, stand guard the gates of your mind or weeds grow automatically. What does that mean? Condition your mind to focus on what you want, or you will automatically find what you don't want. So if you're ever an asshole to yourself, how many of you guys are mean to yourself, by the way, on a regular basis? If that's you, if you're ever an ass to yourself, it's just your brain doing its job. Why? Because your brain doesn't have any interest in making you happy. It doesn't care if you're happy or not. It doesn't care if you're happy or sad. Your brain's only job is to make sure you survive. So it's looking for what to protect you from at all times. So when you think about a big goal or a big dream, your brain's going, whoa, that could mean pain, that could mean failure, that could mean rejection. Let's slow up a little bit and not really go for that. I don't want to get you hurt, so let's play it safe. So your brain is automatically going to make you look for what you don't want. And I'm not going to go too far into that. My point is simply whatever you focus on, you're going to find. Go back to our previous call that I did in January, and I'm going to deep dive into that for you guys. But Earl Nightingale says the mind moves in the direction of your currently dominant thoughts. So if you're focused on what you don't want or the safe goal, you're going to find it. It's just going to make you feel stuck. But if you focus on the dream and where you want to take your life, you're going to find that too. So my point in all of this is stop focusing on why you're stuck. Stop focusing on why you're stuck. Start focusing on your dreams. Start dreaming big again. Allow yourself to be that little kid. If you were to ask your little kid what they want to do with their life, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a fireman, right? Whatever they say, like, and you go, amazing, you can do it. Why? Because they actually still dream. What if you started dreaming that way? What if you started dreaming that way? If you can take away one thing from this call, write this down in your notes. This is so important for you to understand. You are not broken, and nobody needs to fix you. You are not broken, and nobody needs to fix you. You just need to choose a new meaning for your challenges. You need to take 100% responsibility for your life and love the pain that you're going through. It's time to take your control back. This is your life, not the people from your past. It is yours. Own it. The type of thing that would have destroyed you before doesn't have to destroy you anymore. The rest of the world is not going to wait for you to sit around and get your crap together. But you can decide right now that you're going to take responsibility for your life. There's so many people. Everything can be someone else's fault, or every problem can be explained away by some reason why they can't make changes to their situation or their outcome. But that's not you. Not anymore, not tonight. You're going to use the pain of your past to create greatness. If you elevate above those clouds, how could you find the good? Why would your past be a beautiful thing? How could you use it to inspire others or instill hope in others? How would you share differently? How would you invite differently? How vulnerable would you be? You'd become the beacon of hope for those that can actually relate to you. That's what I did in my life. I became the beacon of hope for those that feel stuck, dominated by negative self-talk, and I used my pain to help people break through with my courses and my training and my one-on-one coaching. You have pain that you can use for others too. So I want to take you through an exercise. And you might have done this with me before on the call we did in January, but it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. And even if you've been through this, if you're on another call where I did this talk, you're still going to learn something here. Sometimes we get so caught up in our head and we don't know how to break free from what's holding us there. Like a muscle contracting, it keeps us there, right? We overthink it and we don't know what to let go of or why something's a beautiful gift in our life. And we need to change that meaning, but we don't know how. So think of that person that you blame in your life. Who's that person you blame in your life? And think of them, or that situation you blame in your life. And think of them right now and the pain that it's caused you. And guys, for this exercise, I'm telling you, put the Instagram stories away. Put the phones away. I'm telling you, be present. This can change your entire life. Promise. So think of that person, that situation, that painful thing you experienced. What have you been through that sucked? What have you been through that's been so hard? What have you been through where you don't know how to break through? You don't know how to break free. You just feel like you're stuck there. And you don't know what's next. You don't know how to do it. And think of all the pain it's caused you and think of why you're stuck. And now, close your eyes. Close your eyes. I'm going to take you through a process. You don't need to understand this process. There's a journey you're going to go on. So shake your body out. This is what I learned from my main man, Tony Robbins. He created this, but I can't take credit for it, but it's so beautiful that I need to take you through it. So think of that challenge in your life. Shake your body out. Sit up nice and tall. And take a deep breath in your nose. And exhale out your mouth. Deep breath in your nose again. Exhale out your mouth. And take both your hands and physically put them on your heart. Physically put them on your heart. And breathe deep into your heart. Like as you breathe deep, just like you did, imagine the air flowing in your nose, through your heart and back out your mouth. Again, big deep breath in, through your heart and back out your mouth. And notice how your breath has already calmed your mind. And feel the power of your heart for a second. Feel the strength of your heart for a second. Feel what your life and your heart has guided you to do in this world, to give, to be, to have, to share. Think of how you didn't have to work for this heart. You didn't have to buy it. Something thought enough of you to give you this amazing gift of life the moment you were born. You have inherent worth because this heart is beating in your chest right now. It beats 100,000 times a day, even when you sleep, without you having to do anything for it. So take a second and just feel so unbelievably grateful for this beautiful gift, this beautiful vessel that allows you to feel these amazing emotions, and breathe it into your heart feeling so grateful. And now go to a memory in your life. What's a memory that you can feel unbelievably deep feelings of gratitude for? So when you had your first kid, so when you found out you were pregnant, is it when you said, I do? What's that beautiful moment for you where you can step back into that moment feeling so grateful? But instead of seeing it from the outside, step back into that moment like you're there. Breathe the same way you did then. See the same things you saw then. Feel the same emotions you felt then all over again, like it's happening like a flash right in front of you. Relive it right now and feel so grateful for that beautiful, amazing gift of a memory. And breathe that memory into your heart right now. Breathing deep, feeling so grateful. And now, go to a second memory. What's a second memory in your life, a beautiful memory that you cherish in your life? Go back to that memory and just see what you saw in that moment. Why is that moment such a beautiful gift, such a beautiful blessing in your life? And see what you saw then, hear what you heard then, say what you said then. Feeling so grateful, so happy, so alive, and just so appreciative that you got to experience that amazing gift of a moment. Just relive it for a second, revel in it, and just stay there. And now stack that on top of your heart and breathe it into your heart. Like actually imagine breathing that memory into your heart. And now go to a coincidence. What's a coincidence in your life? Something that you didn't make happen, but it happened, and it's something you can be so grateful for. You were in line at Starbucks and you met the love of your life. You didn't mean to get pregnant, but now you have a beautiful family. You got a message on Facebook and now you're building your dreams. What's that coincidence for you? That thing you didn't expect to happen, but it did. Why is it so beautiful? What did it lead to? What person did it lead to? What business did it lead to? What situation did it lead to that you cherish? Just feel so grateful for that. So appreciative. You didn't have to do anything for that, did you? So was that a coincidence, or were you being guided the entire time? You were being guided, weren't you? It's really, really amazing when you realize that life is always happening for you and not to you. Even the problems, they're beautiful gifts because you grow from them. They lead to greater growth, greater aliveness, a more elevated version of you. So take all of that into your heart, breathing deep, feeling so appreciative, so happy, and see those memories flash in front of your eyes again. See that first memory, that second memory, that coincidence, all in front of you again. And just start to let that energy build within you, feeling so grateful and so appreciative. And now try to triple the amount of gratitude and love that you have for this beautiful gift of life, and take it all in and cherish it. And now actually imagine an energy radiating out of you. Actually imagine it radiating out from your heart in all directions, just circulating in every direction, touching every life you come in contact with. This beautiful gift of abundance and appreciativeness and just gratitude and happiness, and just love it and cherish it and feel that energy expand to all those you love. And just say thank you. The two most powerful words in the English language are thank you. So just say that right now and cherish this beautiful gift of a life that you have, feeling so grateful and so alive, and just treasure it. And now, from this beautiful state, from the state of the real you, in your heart, not your head, your heart, go back to that person you blame, that situation you blame that you totally forgot about. And from your heart, not your head, ask your heart, because your heart knows. And just repeat these words in your own mind. This really painful situation is such a blessing in my life because it led to blank. This painful situation in my life is such a gift because blank. This painful situation in my life made me into more of who I truly am. And just take that in. What did it create within you? What greatness do you have inside of you right now because of that pain, where you wouldn't have gotten to experience it without that pain? Feel that and breathe it in. This painful situation was one of the best blessings in my life because blank. Your heart knows the answer, doesn't it? Your heart knows why it's a gift. You can open your eyes. How many of you found a new empowering meaning to your pain in the last couple minutes using gratitude? How many of you found a new empowering meaning to your pain? And if you didn't, it means you just still want to suffer a little bit. That's what it means. You still want to suffer a little bit. And there's other strategies, there's other techniques. That's what I teach in my course. But my point is that you found a new empowering meaning using gratitude. You just got a glimpse into the real you. The you that's not dominated by fear. The you that uses the pain of their past to create greatness. Because your heart knows the answer to why your pain is a gift, which makes success so much simpler. Because seeing your current good is the fastest way to increase more good. A lot of you say, I'll be happy when I get to the next level in my business or your life or the next level of bank account or whatever that is. That's not true, is it? Some of you are even saying that you'd be happy if it wasn't for that situation you went through. But that's not true either, is it? Happiness is trainable. And hear me loud and clear when I say success will not happen until you learn how to be happy. And I'm not saying achievement. You can achieve, but you'll be miserable if you're not happy. Success, genuine, lasting success in all terms, in all parts of your life will not happen until you're happy. Most people think it's the other way around. Most people think if they could just change the past, they'd be happy. If they can get to the next goal, they'd be happy. No, you won't. Business, success, and money do not create happiness. Happiness creates those things. And happiness is trainable. And that's what I do. I teach you how to do that. You took the first step in that process today. But can you imagine how the world would change, how your marriage, your business, your relationships, your daily motivation, your productivity would change if you learned how to be happy? How much more motivation would you have? How much more productive would you be? How much faster would you hit that rank? If you learned how to be genuinely happy, how fast could you get unstuck? It's like flipping a switch, faster than you ever thought possible. And if that's something you feel that could genuinely benefit your life, Micah and I want to offer the same opportunity we did to you back in January. If you didn't get a chance to hop on board then, we'd love to give you the privilege of hopping on board now. And so if it's okay with you, I'd just love to take 2 minutes and share briefly about Appreciation Academy and how it's such a powerful program that will radically change your world. So if you've been pushing so hard for a goal and it seems like it's getting further away, or you keep hearing Just Hit Success Club, and even if you do, it doesn't work, or you don't know how you can't get there for some reason, and you don't understand what's stopping you from success and, more importantly, happiness, I've created a course that will break you through all of it, and I mean all of it. There are over 50 of your teammates in there already. And if you guys are in the program, comment in the chat box, how is that program impacting your life? Just share. You'll not find one bit of bad talk about it. The reason you feel stuck is because you have inner conflict that needs to be resolved. And you hear the cliches, change your thinking, change your life. Appreciation Academy teaches you how to change your thinking, how to attract success. And because your leader is so amazing and wants you guys to grow together as a team, we've arranged a huge discount on this. And you know what we're gonna do? Instead of starting at 30% like we did last time, we are going to start this at 50% off to match the discount that everybody else got. And that counts for a payment plan and full pay option. So if things are tight right now, you'll still be able to make it work. And by the way, if things are tight, whether you feel a connection with me or another personal growth expert, whatever you feel is best for you, if things are tight, that is exactly why you need to invest in your growth. Exactly why. Well, and don't feel pressure to join my program. I'm just saying just an overall concept of personal growth. It's so important. You guys know who Jen Richardson is? 15-star Diamond Coach Million Club member, 4-time elite coach. She says, and I quote, "This is the missing link that every Beachbody coach needs to finally see success in their business." Shay Stanford, 15-star Diamond Coach, Million Club member, Shakeology lady, you know who that is? She says, "This is personal growth on steroids. Every Beachbody coach needs this. Every person needs this." So many of your teammates have left testimonials. I don't share these to impress you. I share this to impress upon you that this will rip away the layers of pain, preventing you from being the person that you're meant to be. It's not a business training. That shit doesn't work until you master this. This gets to the core of everything stopping you. It teaches you how to finally believe in yourself, how to silence the inner demons, and how to actually live every day with a genuine smile on your face. And as these guys, I'm not going to disappear. I've been in courses before where I've been dumped in a Facebook group and it's pissed me off so much, where I invested in this mentor and they just peace out. I am there for you literally every step of the way. So just like we talked about, guys, business and success do not bring you happiness. Happiness brings you success. This course teaches you how to do that. It's how I went from stuck to where I am now. So if you felt something real, if you've been living in a memory that says you're not enough, it's time to break through that. And this will show you how to do it. That's a promise. So if you'd like to work together as a team, we've kind of made things a little simpler since the last time we did this. Head to bradbizjack.com/team call, and you'll be able to gain instant access. There's an automatic 30% discount that's applied at checkout. All you have to do is type in the team name, Inspire Nation, 1N, I believe, Micah, 1N. If you type that in all caps and just delete the other promo code and insert that one, it will upgrade to a 50% discount for you instead of 30. So bradbizjack.com/team call. Micah just put the promo code in there. All you got to do is delete the promo code that's in there, insert that, and you'll get 50% off the program for the payment plan and full pay option. So guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope you choose to invest in Appreciation Academy. It's life-changing. And by the way, last thing, there's a 60-day guarantee on the program where if you don't notice it radically changing your life, I will literally refund your money and allow you to keep it. That is how powerful this program is. So just keep that in mind as you go through this. So I love you guys. Have an amazing night. And Micah, I'd love to turn it back over to you, my friend. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Brad. You guys, I haven't finished his complete course, but I've been through a bunch of it. I know lots of my girls are going through it. It is literally, it doesn't matter how much I teach you about the business if your mindset is not in the right place. I can tell you all of my secrets, you guys, and it will not matter until you are feeling confident, positive. I mean, that's everything. So you've got to conquer this before you can do anything else. So if that's where you feel like you're held back in your business and just in life in general, that's the biggest blessing, is that when you take control of your head and your mindset, everything in your life will get better. So I back his program 100%, and I'm confident that you will love it so much if you choose to invest in it. So thanks so much, Brad, for taking time to be with us. And you guys, we will see you next month. Bye, guys.